This is part 2 for all of my TikToks showcasing how terrible my landlords are. Hi, I'm Mimi. I'm a single autistic mommy of 2 and domestic violence survivor. And if you want to go to the first video, I give a small synopsis of what's been going on. But a little update, I've also reported these people to housing, the mayor attorney's office, and I'm finna do consumer protections next. So I'm just going to let you guys watch the TikToks and just know it does get worse. It does. And they lied on me multiple times while we were in escrow, even though I won my case. So Triangle Property Management, still not doing a good job. One, they deleted all my tickets. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean. Hold on. So this is what it looked like before, right? Just give me 1 second. And this is what it looks like now. These are, by the way, brand new. These are newish. These are the ones I just put in. But where did the rest of my tickets go? Where did they go? And now there's a tank leaking kerosene in my basement, which they knew was there. It's not attached to anything, and now it's leaking. You can smell it. Like, I'm absolutely over. And the $1,000 they promised me hasn't even showed up. Not at all. Nowhere to be found. It's been the 10th, what is it? I don't know what day it is. It's been 16 days and nothing. Not a single thing. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do, but if I hadn't have kept a screenshot of my old tickets, which I would be screwed if I tried to take them to court, because it would look like I never input anything or requested anything. So I think they're just trying to cover their own asses, because they're just as bad as everybody else, including them breaking into my apartment and then lying about it. And no one's come to fix my lock. No one's came to give me a new locks and 2 keys. No one. Triangle Property Management, liars. They like to embellish stories. It's crazy. So, as I mentioned before, there's a kerosene tank in my basement that isn't attached to anything, apparently. Just sitting there. Come to find out, it's full of kerosene. Now, before we get to that, the way we found out is very odd. So this man comes in. His name is Lee. They do hauling and truck and moving services. I don't know if you guys can see his number, but this is his flyer. That's his information. He comes in, and he was just like, it's not even leaking. He said the man made it seem like it was just all over the place. It needed to get done. It was an emergency. Lying to this man. And they didn't even inform him how big the tank was. The guy said that, yeah. And I was like, no, I don't know why they would lie to you like that. And he was like, he didn't know either. Monday comes around, he doesn't show up, which is reasonable, understandable, because if he's not informed of anything, how can he show up to do his job? Thursday rolls around, and I call him because it's Thursday. I ain't heard from nobody. Nobody done called me. He said he'd been trying to get my number from the property management people, the maintenance guy. Either no response, and then when he finally did respond, he said the reason why he couldn't call me to tell me that Mr. Lee was coming over was because he was on vacation. Yeah, which is reasonable. It's still irritating. But, like, why not at least give this man my number? So I, of course, decided to call him myself. And that was what I was informed with. And he said, he finally gave me your number today. I was going to call you tomorrow. And I was just like, because, why not if you're going on a vacation and you need something done for somebody else, get somebody their contact information. No. No. Obviously not, because that's not how you're supposed to do it. The way these people operate. And now, I've got another leak. Yeah, a whole nother pipe. There, in my basement. Yeah. Triangle Property Management trying to make me look like a bad tenant. And it's really pissing me off. I've stated to these people multiple times that my family is an overnight family and I request for afternoon slots for any type of maintenance. I also request they call me first before anybody just shows up at my door. 1, I have kids. 2, I have kids. Right? So that being said, he tries to blame me for not answering the door. Well, we've got pictures of us knocking on your door and nobody answering. And he switched it up real quick when I just stated that I've asked multiple times for afternoon time slots and to be informed before you guys book anything. Because you can't just show up. And I've told them that you can't show up. We're almost going on almost a month now. My tub downstairs has not been able to be used because it's been full of fecal matter and the tub keeps backing up. Even the sink. Y'all. Even the fucking basin that they have next to my washer, supposed to be the drain for the washer, will back up. At one point, my basement floor was covered in water. So let's start from the first plumber, right? First plumber said they shouldn't have never moved you in here. They knew it needed to be fixed. I told them this. The city has to come out and fix it because snaking it is only going to do so much for so long. The next plumber they send out also states that snaking it is only going to do so much. And they was concerned about why the pipes were the way they were. So I'm up to my wits' end because all of my requests pretty much gone unanswered. They did not respond until recently. And I was just like, why is this happening? At this point, this has to be some form of harassment because I've requested so many times over and over again for afternoon time slots just for them to try to blame me for not answering the door. Just like Pangea did. While nothing was actually getting fixed. They don't hire professionals. They hire companies that they can spend the bare minimum on. The people who emptied out my kerosene tank, not professional. They also left kerosene all over my floor. Yeah, I had to clean up. So, and all of these companies they keep hiring from are like brand new or like never heard of. Like, bro, I cannot stand any of this. And then on top of that, I called for a possible reduction in rent because this is stressful. You guys are taking my money. I'm paying my rent on time. And you're telling me and nobody's contacted me about that. Not a single person. So now I have to spend all my morning calling because today is the 1st. And I don't want to be that asshole to not pay my rent. But like, you aren't fixing the issues. They aren't fixing the issues. And I'm fed up. Because at this point, it's harassment. I think I'm getting so over talking about Triangle Property Management. So, was it Thursday or Friday? He had called me Daniel called me from Triangle Property Management, right? And stated, so I heard you wanted to get out of your lease. You emailed us. I've never sent anybody an email. I put in a ticket for reduction to rent because of all the stuff that's been going on, right? And I asked them, where did you read that at? He proceeded to tell me that, once again, it's because I emailed them. I did not at all. Then he proceeds to try to gaslight me. Well, you want to get out of your lease, right? No. Unless you're going to be placing me somewhere else. No. I never said that once. And he was just like, well, it was informed. I was like, no, you were not. What does my caption say? He said, well, you said you put, he was like, oh, I'm sorry. You put in a ticket. And I was like, what does the caption say? He still proceeds to absolutely ignore my question. And I kept asking, what does the caption say? Because my caption says reduction in rent. Nowhere in my stuff does it ever say I want out of my lease. I really think they've been trying to get rid of me since I moved in. From them breaking in, from them just absolutely not hiring licensed people. They are literally pulling people from Craigslist with an LLC and a truck. Like, it's ridiculous. None of these people are professional at all. They're just random people who decided they wanted to do whatever they wanted to do so they can make money. My basement side room still full of kerosene. My bathroom still full of fecal matter. I'm talking about the tub has overflowed out of my bathroom and into my side closet downstairs. Okay? And just in case you guys think I'm lying, hold on. Yeah, that's kerosene. All of it. Yep. That's all kerosene. This, yeah. Oh, I don't want to step in there. It's my bathroom. Yep. That's from the toilet overflowing. It smells so bad in here. And the same thing that happened in my last apartment where my ceiling was cracking and it was leaking. Yeah. Doing it again in this apartment. Except for they sent somebody out to patch it, but not to figure out where the leak was coming from. Because you could tell it's watermarks and that it's damaged. Like, he was so I'm so fed up. And then he turned around and was like, well, if you say in your lease, I need you to sign something that says it's all been done. No, you need to fix my stuff first. And I made that very clear. That he needed to fix my stuff first before I ever agreed to anything being absolutely done. He said, well, I don't know. There's only two options. You out of your lease or, we fix your stuff and we get the rent reduction. You better figure it out because if not, I'm going to keep paying below rent because you guys have literally tormented me, harassed me this whole entire time. Lied to people about what the severity of stuff, like, all they do is lie. And it's ridiculous. Triangle Property Management, let's start off with this. We are an overnight family. I've told these people several times. October 2nd at 2 p.m. was a confirmed appointment made a couple days back with them for them to come fix various things in my apartment that they proclaim aren't getting fixed because I'm not answering the door. Reminder, we are an overnight family. I told them this. I asked for afternoon slots. They absolutely ignore me and disregard me. And they have people show up at my motherfucking door at 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning while people are dead asleep, proclaiming that, hey, you didn't answer your door, so we can't fix anything. They also accused me of not answering my door all last week after stating that, hey, we have photos of us knocking at your door all last week. The same bull Pangea tried to pull on me. So I turned to, By the way, we have a doorbell, and I always inform them to call me first to make sure that you can show up, because I have 2 kids that live in this residence with me. You can't just show up. You cannot. I've respectfully asked for 24 to 48 hour notice because I've got kids. I don't know who you're sending to my home. And then they proclaim that I literally can't get anything fixed because I'm not answering the door. Well, reminder, they're sending people there at 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning while people are dead asleep. Now the ceiling from my kitchen into my living room is warping, cracking, and there's water stains. Yo, I cannot. It's crazy that I had to once again call 311 and then submit something into the governor's office because you're refusing to do your job. And yes, I will keep recording these and I will keep making these documentations because at this point, why not? I'm fed up. I'm so fed up. It's absolutely atrocious how they're treating me. And at this point, it's disrespectful. And ignoring your tenants' well-being and ignoring your tenants' wants and needs and the accessibility for you to come fix things at a time slot they will be awake. Disrespectful. And it's harassment at this point. Wednesday. It's Saturday. I haven't heard from nobody. They didn't even call me to tell me that they weren't going to show up or they needed to book another day. I just had to put in a ticket because they did not reach out to me in any fucking possible way on what the fuck is going on. They put me in this apartment proclaiming it was ready to move in, and now all these issues are happening less than 3 months into me living here. July, August, September, it's October. You telling me you couldn't... And you can tell that they just threw it up. So I'm going to record a video of all the... Hey guys, Triangle Property Management. I know you guys are probably fed up, but here's another update. At the beginning of October, I asked for a reduction in rent. Less than 2 weeks later, I get a call from Daniel from Triangle Property Management making a statement saying, oh, well, you emailed us saying you wanted out of your lease. Me, very much confused because I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I turned around and I was like, where does it say that? And he just kept trying to repeat himself. And of course, I kept asking, where does it say that? And then he was like, oh, no, my bad. It was a ticket. And I was like, I never emailed with you. What? He's, oh, it's a ticket, that you wanted out of your lease. And then I proceeded to be like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. No, what does the caption say? And I kept asking that as he proceeded to attempt to ignore me, to redirect the conversation. He was just like, oh, my bad. Yeah, it says reduction in rent. Or he said, well, we can try or we can let you out of your lease. You go, what? What do you mean? And so he proceeds to be like, well, we can try and contact the owners. Well, I'm finna go look up the owners and contact them myself and prove to them that you guys have done nothing. And then I responded to the tickets because once again, nothing's gotten fixed. They say pull the same old bullshit tactic. They turned around and said that I wasn't answering my phone, or we had sent people and nobody was home, or no one answered. Bitch. By the way, once again, I stated I asked for afternoon contact and afternoon time slots for anything to be fixed, because unless it's going to be like an extended period of time and they have to take a while to clean it, then I'm willing to get up early. But I have 2 special needs kids with an overnight schedule. By the way, that's not me forcing them. That's them, their natural sleep schedule. And they just keep trying to tell me, well, you're not answering your door. You're not answering. No, I've not a single missed call from them. Not a voicemail. By the way, they have 3 ways to contact me and they've done none. Just like when they decided to tell me, we've been to your door all week. We took pictures of us knocking on your door. Why not a video, my guy? Why not? Everything they're doing is wrong. while intently trying to make me look like a bad tenant. Like the one time they tried to make me seem like I was racist against Spanish people. And I was just like, I don't remember ever having an issue with him speaking Spanish. I have an issue with the fact that you keep sending him here by himself with no real form of communication between the two of us. But that's neither here nor there. That's the update. By the way, they have not fixed the bathroom. They have not fixed the other room with the gasoline still in it. Actually, let me show you guys. For the last 4 months, I've lived in this apartment, and every single time I feel like I'm playing cat and mouse or chicken with my landlords, the people I rent from, Triangle Property Management, aka Bruce Show Realty LLC, and literally I'm fed up to this point because every single time I've reported them, they turn around and they fix small issues, and then something else bigger happens and they don't go back and fix the bigger issues, and then I have to report them again, and the only time they listen is when I report them to 311. That is the only time they listen. That's the only time they attempt to fix anything. They have tried harassment tactics on me. They have tried to accuse me of not answering my phone or not answering, anything. Which is weird because I don't remember ever having that type of issue. You know what I mean? So, with that being stated, I finally decided this month to withhold rent, not knowing that I was supposed to tell them first. But now I finally told them because, this shit is ridiculous. Let's break it all down. From when we first moved in, we did not know. Refrigerator doesn't work. I put my food in there, almost a half a month of food wasted. Right? Gone. And then it turned around, the dryer didn't work. Then, after getting the dryer fixed, the washer breaks. Because everything is used. Right? And they didn't do good maintenance. The next thing you know, we're having an issue with me standing in water because, Lord only knows, my tub wouldn't drain. The one downstairs wouldn't do it either. Then the kerosene tank started leaking. We started smelling kerosene. I thought I was going crazy because I smelled gas. Open up the side room. It's a kerosene tank that I had no clue was there, that shouldn't have never been there because it was not being used for anything, right? And then after they get the people to come snake the drain, even though they're supposed to fix the drain, because the first guy told us that they should have never let us move in here. Magical, they never sent him back after he told us that. Maximum Plumbing comes in, snakes the drain twice. The second guy, when he comes out, he was just like, he used the camera. He was like, yeah, there's a gap in the pipe. There's a shadow. There's something not right. Never heard from Maximum Plumbing again when I asked them to send me, send me anything. Been waiting for them to supposedly call the city to have a 24-hour ticket so they can come out and fix it. I haven't heard back from that, right? And then to continue on with that, with my tub filling up with fecal matter, lint, and rocks, and then it proceeded to back up on my sink too, which completely flooded my floor in the basement downstairs. When I tell you I'm fed up, right? That's not only issue. I turn around with the kerosene that these people left on the floor. They still haven't come fix that. You can smell the kerosene when you hit the fucking top steps. Now you look at the top of my ceiling from my bathroom to my kitchen, into my living room, into the room I sleep in with my kids. There is cracking happening, and it looks like water damage. By the way, this is not a 2-bedroom apartment. It is a 1-bedroom apartment with a living room and this little side room they put up because they made the walls too weak to put a door up. Right? I tell you guys, I can't. From them trying to use scare tactics on me, threatening me. When I moved out of my old apartment, they basically forced me to sign a volunteering thing because they told me I had a 2-week notice to get out. Because the apartment I was living in was basically inhabitable and it wasn't safe. So they scared me into that because I didn't have nowhere to go as a single mother with a limited income, right? So they had me sign a volunteer sheet saying I volunteered to move out, in which I didn't. I moved out because you offered me the place to go, and I turned around and had no other reason not to stay in the apartment I was in because it was unsafe for my kids. And you knew that. I told you that. I told them that. After that, they started coming in at 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. I've told them several times that we're an afternoon family. Please give me a call 24, 48 hours before you show up. Call, text, email. They had 3 ways to communicate with me, and they never did. They rarely ever did. And every single time they tried to accuse me of being the person in the wrong. Well, you're not answering your door. We showed up for a week and took a picture of us knocking on your door. Why not a video? Once again, I said that in my last video. So with this being said, I turned around and I was just like, I finally put in the ticket because what are you trying to say? What are you trying to do? Because all of this is nonsense. All of it. Every single inch of it. Because there's no reason for you to sit here and blame me because you guys are harassing me at this point. Because it is harassment. Right? Oh, man. When I tell you, I can't stress enough how damaging this is. Right? First they tried to make me seem like I was racist. Then they tried to make it seem like I wasn't answering my phone or answering my door. And they were like, well, when you send people out, you reject them. I'm like, yeah, because you didn't tell me you were sending people out. You just sent them out. I have kids. By the way, 2 special needs kids. You cannot just barge into my house. My place of dwelling where I live currently. Everything they've done is wrong. So now I have to go. I'm going to still go put my rent into escrow and see what happens. Because at this point, they are trying to force me out of my lease. They've been trying to for a while. They've been trying to make it where, I don't know what they're trying to do, but it's nefarious. It's terrible. They have an incentive to get rid of me, and I don't know why. And then with Daniel Daniel, see, I'm so stressed out. Daniel from Property Management turned around, was like, well, if you agree that everything is fixed, we'll turn around and fix it. And that was just so when it came to 311, they wouldn't get fined. I basically was like, no, you need to fix everything. That's when they came out and they fixed like a small patch, right? But they didn't go in to see where the water damage is coming from. They didn't do that. They just told him to fix one spot and to put a cap on a pipe where rats were coming from. Now I have another pipe that's uncovered that I didn't know about that rats are coming out of. So with that being said, like, I'm going to keep putting this out there because a lot of these people think they can get away with everything. And so far I have let them get away with way too much because I didn't know my own rights as a tenant fully. And at this point, I'm going to keep exposing them, and I'm hoping people will listen.